Hello and welcome to another video on Asia Now, where I share with you the top stories from around the Philippines. In this video, I will tell you about another foreigner being arrested, find out why, the biggest seizure in narcotics in the Philippines history without a single casualty, a very honest Filipino man returning over 500,000 pesos after he found it, and much more. If you're new to the channel, take a quick second, hit that subscribe button. It really encourages me to make these videos and help me grow the channel. Hit that like button, turn on bell notification. Let's get into today's topic. Very quickly, let's start off with some temperatures and some exchange rates. It is extremely hot in the Philippines. Some places reaching over 40 degrees Celsius. So if you're living there, please drink some water, stay hydrated, carry an umbrella, do whatever you gotta do to stay cool. And exchange rate, $1 US looking at 57.18 pesos, one of the lowest rates I've ever seen personally. So losing some more ground to the USD. You know, let's face it, people are not perfect. Whether you're American, Canadian, any nationality, if you're in the Philippines, you gotta make some mistakes. But this next story might have you scratching your head as how people can do such things. A Chinese man was arrested for having high-powered arms in his possession and for bribery. Here are the details. Police seized high-powered firearms, ammunition, and other contraband from a Chinese national in a recent search warrant operation in Taguig City. In a statement released by the police, they said that 2 other Chinese nationals were present at the house, were placed under custody for further verification. Another Chinese individual, meanwhile, was later apprehended for attempted bribery for the release of those earlier arrested. Authorities also seized a McLaren GTR sports car, an SUV, an electric bike, and much more. These vehicles were brought to the anti-carnapping unit for investigation and verification. Later on that same day, 2 persons identified as Jerry Mari Cheng and Zhuang Gandong arrived at the Regional Special Operations Group compound inside the NCRPO headquarters. Cheng handed over 2 black paper bags containing 3 million pesos to Zhuang, who in return approached the police officer and offered the money in exchange for the release of the individuals under custody. The RSOG officer promptly arrested Zhuang while Cheng managed to flee the scene after handing over the paper bag. Zhuang would face charges of corruption of police officials while Cheng remains at large. What an unbelievable story. It almost seems like a movie script, you know? It's one thing to get in trouble and it's another thing to go ahead and try to bribe the police officers with 3 million pesos. Kudos to that Filipino officer, because let's be honest, I can't imagine their salaries being that high, even as a police officer, but the integrity shown by that officer not to accept that 3 million peso bribery. I mean, there could be CCTV cameras, maybe he felt the pressure, I don't know, but still, it takes a big man to refuse 3 million pesos. I know personally I might definitely reconsider, but good for him. And leave your comments down below. What do you think of this? Because this is not just a story of a foreigner misbehaving. It takes a lot to obtain such high-powered arms, helmets, and all these things. And it said in another article that the weaponry had China written on them, scripted on them. So clearly these people planned something. Who knows what would be prevented? Thank goodness the police officers captured them before something crazy would happen. And another thing, how did they get their hands on such weaponry, helmets, armor, all these things? Because surely they could not have brought it through the obviously airport, right? It would be very, I mean, unless they paid somebody, I don't know, but it seems like they obtained it from maybe somebody within the community or within the Philippines, which makes you think, is there like a bigger organization? I don't know. Leave your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear your theories of how they got their hands on such high-powered ammunition and rifles and weaponry, etc. Because I've seen some swords in there, all kinds of weird stuff. I'd love to hear from you in the comment section. Next is the story of an airport employee who returned $10,000 after finding it. The management of Ninoy Aquino International Airport applauded the integrity of Victor Perez, an airport employee, for returning valuable items found at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport. Perez returned $10,000 or 565,000 pesos worth of cash that he found at the airport on Saturday. Salute, sir. Another big man doing big things. I would definitely, I don't know, man, $10,000 found at the airport, working in the Philippines for who knows what wages a day. That $10,000 seemed like probably a year's worth of salary. You could have just pocketed, walked away this way, try to hide it under a bag. Because we usually hear like some terrible stories about the Manila airport, especially. Let's be honest, it's not the greatest international airport. They got the roach problem, not the roach. They got the rats problem, the bed bugs problems. They got the bullet scams. They got people swallowing money. So once in a while, it's a good thing to hear some very positive news like this come out. It shows that people still have integrity. I mean, personally, I lost my wallet twice in the Philippines, and both times the Filipinos returned it to me, and I gave them him a reward, a cash reward. So I hope the owner of this person, if you're watching this, I don't think you are because the channel's still new, but if you are, I hope you gave him a big chunk of money for returning your actual cash without taking anything. Because yeah, like I mentioned, I lost my wallet in Dumageddon once. People returned to me, and I lost my wallet at the airport once, where the management called me on the PA system, and I'd say, hey, why do they keep calling my name? Eventually, I went to the counter, like, hey, man, you dropped your wallet, you fool. And I was so thankful I didn't have to go through the whole process of trying to regain my identity and all that. Here's another crazy story from Zamboanga, Philippines. A female college student who were reported missing on Monday was found alive with her face wrapped in packing tape and her hands and feet tied. The victim was last seen when she went to a photocopy shop in nearby Barangay San Roque. 3 unidentified men reportedly forced her into a car, then sped towards an unknown direction. A passerby found the victim at 9 p.m. on the same day under a mango tree. Police have said that there's a manhunt underway. Okay, another nearly missed tragedy. I'm glad the woman is safe. Who knows what happened to her? And I'm just happy she's alive. Next, we have the Philippines' biggest drug bust in history. I quote, "This is the biggest shipment of shabu that we've confiscated. Shabu is methamphetamines. But not one person died. No one died. There's no gunfight. No one is injured. We just operated precisely," President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. said, following the seizure of about 2 tons of methamphetamine, locally known as shabu, worth approximately 13.3 billion in street value in Batangas, which authorities claim as the biggest drug haul in history. That is incredible. I saw this story a couple days ago. I quickly dismissed it because 13 billion peso, that's a lot of money. That's over 220 million US dollars. So when I dismissed it, I thought it was like a typo in an article or something, but that is crazy. And President Marcos seemed to have kind of underhandedly jabbed at the previous administration, Duterte, because they had this huge, obviously, war on drugs where they killed a whole bunch of people and they imprisoned a whole bunch without proper trials. There was a big humanitarian push from international community, but that's a whole different story. I don't want to get into politics, but I feel like that was a quick little jab at Duterte. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but they have been going back and forth recently because of what Duterte has been apparently had this gentleman's agreement with China, all this other nonsense. So I think this was a good opportunity for him to say, look, you can do a lot with your power without having to imprison or kill or murder or whatever. Staying on the topic, charges have been filed against the driver of the vehicle that yielded billions worth of high-grade shabu, the biggest drug seizure in the country's history. Okay, so I guess charges have been laid against the driver. I'm guessing they're hoping that he breaks and gives them their supplier and higher up in chain of command. He may have just been the driver. I don't know. We'll have to follow up more details soon. In some quick news with driver's licenses, the plastic ones, the recent delivery of 600,000 plastic cards to the Land Transportation Office is enough to fill the backlog for driver's licenses from the previous year, the Department of Transportation Secretary Jaime Batista said. So that's great news. No more paper driver's licenses. You get your plastic ones starting now, I guess. Some more quick news in Cagayan de Oro. I went there. It's kind of fun. 3 unidentified armed robbers broke into premises of Mindanao Tacalac Steel Corporation, a steel processing plant in Misamis Oriental, killing a security guard and wounding another on Wednesday. Yeah, I'm not going to give you guys more details about that. If you guys want to see the full details on that story, go ahead and click the link. I'll leave it down there. The thing is, there is a lot of things that happen in the Philippines, a lot of murders and killings. I'm going to try to reduce some of that negativity and bring you guys some more maybe informative, entertaining, or things that maybe kind of affecting foreigners, mainly because I'm a foreigner and I'm not a Filipino, so I can't really comment on some of the stuff that really affects the locals. But the last thing, speaking of affecting the locals, here's a crazy story that went viral regarding a Pinoy, a Filipino vlogger by the name of Boy Tapang. A Cebuana vlogger took down his vlog regarding 1 million peso kites, which has 7 million views in just 1 week after receiving backlash from internet users and Bangko Sentral Philippines. In an interview with Sunstar Cebu on Wednesday, Ronnie Swan, which is a real name, also known as Boy Tapang, stated that BSP representative came to his home and asked him to remove his post, which he did. Instead, Swan said he used the money to buy a sports car. Boy Tapang is a very popular Filipino vlogger and he does things for entertainment. So what he had done was taken 1 million pesos in 1,000 peso notes, made into this huge kite that apparently took him 5 hours to put together and try to fly it. You got some backlash because a lot of people are saying, look, we work hard for our money. It takes us a long time to earn even 1,000 pesos, let alone 1 million pesos. And you're out here flying this thing around, so you got some backlash. And I guess the Bank of the Philippines also had an issue with this for some reason, and they came and asked him to take the video down. I don't know how I feel about banks telling you what to do with the money, but I guess they don't want any trouble. If aside from the ethical, moral, and just bad taste video, I wonder what legal issues they had with it. I guess they're trying to prevent robberies and violence. People are going to try to get that money. I might be part of that group trying to get my hands on a kite worth $1,000,000 pesos. Regardless, that brings us to the end of this story. Leave your comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed it, take a quick second, hit that subscribe button. I'm making my way to 1,000 subscribers. Hit that like button. You can turn on bell notifications so you get notified whenever I release a video. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.